This is the assembly tutorial of the official version of Potato Chips 25v3. This is an OS Pro version. I will introduce the assembly method of potato chips to 5v3 from 3 parts, rack radio and picture transmission. Let's install the framework first. Open the package first. The first is the Carbonfly installation package. This package is a link board installation package, PPU printout. There is also a hard printout. Finally, there are all the required screws. The installation of the aircraft will be divided into 3 steps. Because of the potato chip series, its entire fuselage frame and electro are actually separate. The fuselage frame is partially on the upper part. There's the radial layer in the middle. The image layer is at the bottom. So we will install from the top, middle, and bottom 3 layers in this order. Let's start with the uppermost installation. Take out the accessories. Notice that the grooves are facing up. There are a total of 4 carbon fiber plates. The first step is to give it the HPL A print key, all the keys to take it off. Okay, you also need 2 middle support keys. These 2 support keys have been replaced with PPU in the latest version. These 2 supports. At the same time, it is the fixed part of the antenna. Remove the support on the print. You also need a bottom support. There are also tail supports after these parts are ready. We take the screws out. Structural screws are divided into different lengths, corresponding to the front, middle, and back 3 fixed points respectively. Just these 3 packs. We also need rain columns and hex nuts. Insert the hex nut into the print. After completion, we will proceed to the main structure for assembly. First of all, I would recommend installing the antenna retainers at the bottom of the wing. The screw holes here need to be aligned. The other side is also the same. It's fixed. This way, the antenna support can be stuck on the back. Then we need to press this in the front, middle, and back 3 grooves. Small print taken off before. The front, middle, and back are the same. The same goes for the other side. The other side is also installed. We take the main structure carbon plate. This aligns the main structure carbon plates with the wings. We take out the structural screws. The 2 structural screws in the bag where all the accessories through the top in turn. Finally, let's fix an aluminum column at the bottom. The other side is also handled in the same manner. So the wings are fixed. Let's fix the front support. Get the front support. Note that the front support has a groove towards the battery and use the longest screws to run through all structures. The same goes for the other side. Load-bearing screws run through. Then I got the PPU print that had just been pre-embedded with the nut pad on the bottom. Screw the screw to this nut. Okay, the last step is fixed. And the tail works in the same way. Use the 2R supports at the tail. Circuit between 2 carbon plates. Use intermediate length structural screws to run through all structures. It's the same on the other side. The tail just missed it. You need 2 tail supports. The 2 tail supports also need to be pre-embedded with nuts. Pad the tail print inside. This way, screw the screw to the nut. The same goes for the other side. Tail fixture. It is also the fixed position of the tail. The last step is to install the gimbal shock balls and remaining aluminum columns. First, install the remaining structural aluminum columns first. We need to install a structural aluminum column in this part. The structural aluminum column needs to use a 6mm in the screw package. The screw is at the front. We also need to fix an aluminum column here. There's another aluminum column in place at the tail. There are 2 in total on both sides and sides. 3 aluminum columns in the front, middle, and back. These aluminum columns are used to hold the subsequent link plates. The next step is to complete the installation of the gimbal. PTZ, handle, shock absorber, ball. You need to put the shock ball through the 3 holes here. The other side goes through the hole in the gimbal board. There is a trick when installing the gimbal shock absorber ball. It's just a thread going through the gimbal board. Put the shock ball in. After getting stuck in, pull it hard. Okay, so the shock absorber ball is installed. Same goes for the last shock ball. Run the line through the gimbal. Just talk about it. We attach this gimbal to the main structure. Notice that it is mounted on the upper part of the main structure. We need to apply the same principle. Use wire assist to fix mounting gimbal in order to prevent the gimbal from coming out later. We would also recommend wearing this cable tie in the gimbal. Put a cable tie through to the end. Cut off the excess at the top. After cutting it off, use another cable tie to fix this cable tie like this. Be careful not to squeeze the shock absorber ball of the gimbal to avoid affecting its shock absorption effect. Cut off any excess cable ties. This way the gimbal won't come out. Let's pay attention to the link board part below. This link board is not required. It just assumes a function of all accessories, but this link board is not required. If you use the installation method of passing through the conventional machine, you cannot connect any lines on it. You can even avoid using it. We also provide the connecting cable of the fork P30 directly soldered to the flight control. Okay, refer to our manual next. Put the radio and flight control on the link board. All connected in advance. In this way, the electricity itself is a whole. All it takes is a wire and a flight control to connect. The next step is to aim the electroradiation at the bottom. There is 1.2 notes. Before fixing these screws, you also need to put the protection button that you need to get the picture transmission. Transfer the corresponding diagram into it. After uploading the picture into it, this protective key needs to be covered at the bottom. After covering the bottom through 1, 2, 3, 4 screw holes, screw all the motors at the bottom of the picture transfer installation button on the shelf. After screwing it, it is in such a state. Finally, you need to install the lens protection button on the cloud table. The installation button of the lens also needs to install the knot in advance. After installing the knot, hit it on the mounting plate of the gimbal like this. Just screw on the screws again, then install the battery and picture transmission. This is basically how it is installed. And finally, I'm going to use this shelf to tell you how to install the last few tiny parts. The first one is the battery cable ties. There are two installation methods. The first is the normal installation method of battery cable ties. After passing through, it is directly reversed like this, okay? If you target a larger battery, you can turn the cable ties around like this. Go through the hole on one side and then put it back through this button. Put it back on and go through the other side. Kick back again. This allows for compatibility with large-sized batteries. Then the tail and the legs on either side. The tail legs need to remove all the support inside first, mounted on the aluminum column at the tail. This side needs to be stuck into the link board. Just screw it on and screw it on. And finally, the legs on either side, it also removes all the support. Use the screwdriver in the corresponding position. Break the rope of this T. Just let it extend the sleeve back. Okay, so picture 205 is basically completed because drone assembly involves so many different situations. We need to adjust some subtle logic according to the actual situation of different electrical devices.